Hey, Luke, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. Tell us who you are, what you do.
So my name is Luke Szkudlarek. I'm the founding partner at a consultancy in Zurich, in Switzerland. So in my daily life, I run the business. We consult and develop projects for SMEs and startups. So in the area of growth, digitalization, and product development.
Very cool. And how'd you guys get started?
Well, I came to, it's actually very personal story. I came to Zurich and I got an easy job. And in that job, I started to help an agency win new clients. And very fast, I was able to sell to larger companies, including Nestle and Victorinox. And once I signed a few deals, I went to my boss and I said, I would like to have shares in this company. And next day, he gave me a voucher to a spa. So I said, okay, thank you.
You asked for ownership and he gave you tickets to a spa?
Yeah, the value of the deal was close to or over 1 million. And I was not the only one working on the deal. It was the team effort and of course the brand, everything, a lot of help. But I knew who did the work. So for me, it was a spark. And I was like, okay, that's how it is here. So I don't think I fit here. Next day I kind of make that decision to set up on my own because at that stage I knew I can sell to larger clients, and I'm very happy. I will be very successful when I do that. So then I also worked with one of the colleagues there, and we decided to set up on our own.
And was that the next day, or did it a little bit?
No, it took 6 months probably, because we wanted to plan it a little bit. It took some conversation. I didn't speak German at that stage, so I had to a fast track. The best way to learn the language is to start a company and have to sell in that language. So that took me 3 to 6 months to learn to be fluent in German, and it was a very good decision.
Wow, you were fluent in German in 3 months. Wow.
Yeah. I took a shortcut to learn because I really focused on business, what I need to learn. I didn't learn how to go to the doctor or like the common words. I just focused on the business vocabulary that I need to sell. And that was very strong introduction to the company. And the rest is also a lot of industry jargon that you cannot translate anyway. So that kind of was very, very kind of fast track to do that.
So for all of you listening, you have no use for not selling. Literally, Luke did it in another language. That's awesome. So what started working for you with sales? Because there's a lot of agency owners that their whole business is on word of mouth or referrals. And they're not going out and being proactive, getting that business, those leads. So what were you doing while you were learning German, which is crazy?
Yeah, I think we profited from some trends. I mean, there was not a lot of agencies like us in Switzerland. It was 2015. So there was still a lot of IT companies and marketing agencies were kind of still finding their space. So we combined technology, web development with marketing, and that was our sweet spot. So we started talking to people not just about, okay, how can I increase your visibility on Google, but actually we were also building assets. So that was our specialty, our niche. And we were also very new in terms of our resourcing setup. So already in 2015, we decided to set up a hybrid team. So we started working with people all over the world because we knew that's the kind of the new work. Now with after COVID, people learned that they can work remotely. They don't have to go anywhere. But we already did that very early, and that gave us a much better margin and lower prices. So we were able to undercut a lot of the competition and still make double the margin. So that was a very good decision. And we also rode a couple waves. Like there was the term growth hacking was very new, and we occupied that space around growth hacking. So we were attracting a lot of startups. A lot of people thought like, okay, you cannot make money with startups. And we focused only on startups. So we were getting sometimes really obscure projects to work on. But it was okay, one deal led to the other. We got to know the investors, and then it led to a larger project. So, I would say focus on the startups, the combination of technology and marketing, and riding a couple waves. Yeah, that was probably the key.
I like how you kind of built the relationships with the investors. I don't know the stats about how many startups fail, how many investors, go under. And the startup you're working with may fail, but if you did all you could do and then the investor saw that, I'm sure they kept like, oh, hey, Luke, can you do this and do this for this company? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're connected. They connected to the larger corporations through that. We got credentials, and that's the best way to win business because it's through trust and referrals. So working even with unrelated in companies, one investor has a connection to an accelerator or to a fund or to a corporate in Switzerland at that stage still continues. But that was a time when the whole entrepreneurship also was being established. So people doing products and building startups within corporations. And there's a lot of large corporations in Switzerland. So they were getting maybe 50 to 100,000 funding for lots of different projects. For an established large company or agency, it's not interesting. But for us as a newcomer, working with a 50,000 or 60,000 budget was enough to start. And we had really nice names that we could work with.
What types of people were the first hires that, and I don't want you to say like the first hires that didn't work out, the first hires that really started allowing you guys to scale?
Admin, like we really both hate admin. Like my co-founder and I, we didn't really want to touch like the invoicing. And so administration and then later also some of the manual work like on Google Ads, repetitive tasks. But admin was the big part of it because we were running around. We wanted to sell, we wanted to deliver projects, and anything else didn't matter to us. We wanted to outsource it as soon as possible.
I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of times people think when you're maxed out because you're doing all these admin tasks and doing a lot of the work, I need to bring in an operator in order to manage someone to do all these things, where the first hire really is like looking at what are all the tasks you're doing. I always tell people like, look at your past 2 weeks of your calendar and audit it and be like, which ones are $10 tasks, which ones are $100 tasks, like sending invoices and all the admin work. Like, come on, like,
Jason, what is also interesting, we bought two companies last 8 months, and I'm still shocked how very few agencies actually get these basics right. Even 10-year-old company, 12-year-old company still cannot send a proper invoice with well-documented time tracking that is transparent, that doesn't cause problems. And if you want to scale, like this invoicing process that we established 8 years ago, of course, it evolved with us, but this is one of the most fundamental processes in the agency if we want to scale. So for us, this is really key to success, to focus on these fundamental basics, because we don't want to have arguments about invoices with clients.
Yeah, I was one of them where I was an accidental agency owner. And I remember my first client asking me to send them an invoice. I didn't know what an invoice was. I knew nothing. I was like, I just know how to design websites, bud. Like, and then I had to ask, I was like, what's an invoice? So it was a long time ago. How many companies have you bought so far? Just 2?
3 in total.
3.
So yeah.
What are the key things that you look for when you're buying companies?
I mean, we are just learning this. Like I'm really loving the process. So I'm like a kid in the candy store because it's really fascinating to do these transactions. And we are, it's still at a very early stage. Every 3 of these transactions were completely different. One was that we actually acquired someone who joined us as a partner, and he's now also shareholder in the company. So it was really completely different. It was more of a fusion. But still, we led the acquisition. And the last 2 companies were, we actually acquired assets. So we acquired a client base. And I think the trick here is that and this is coming from an insight, we're really looking for client portfolios. It's very difficult in Switzerland to win maybe in other places as well. But Switzerland is an extremely conservative country. And I could call up some clients or potential clients and tell them that they waste 500,000 on this campaign with this wrong agency, and they will still not switch because they have a connection. There is some kind of personal relationship, and it's really difficult. It's kind of community. There is maybe something that we don't know, we can't see. So that's why my insight was that, okay, if we acquire these portfolios, even if we pay premium, it's still a very good way to get these relationships, to get into those companies, and then scale, because we're very good at cross-selling, upselling, doing the work. So they get, with this acquisition, the clients get better treatment, most likely also lower prices or higher value actually from the relationship. So we're looking for client portfolios. Right now we bought these two companies, so we're kind of recovering also from those acquisitions. So we're now looking for smaller deals, maybe an agency that is up to 5 people, a partner who either wants to join us and be part of something bigger. I have a theory that I'm confirming it more and more. I'm also curious about what you would say about it. I have a theory that agency founder has this hype at the beginning because it's really easy to start and to make the first, maybe 200 or even 500,000 or even 1 million. And then you get to, in 3 years, 4 years, you get to 10 people. And then you stop growing because your profitability goes down. And after 10 years of doing it, you're not actually earning less than when you started, and you cannot grow that fast. So we want to catch people when they get this first level of frustration. Maybe they're getting to 45, 50. They thought they will have a multi-million business, but actually they're stuck at that stage. And for us, these agencies are very interesting.
Hi there, agency owners. Let me ask you, are you ready to scale your agency without increasing your overhead costs? If yes, then you need to know about E2M Solutions. Now, E2M is the #1 most reliable white label partner for agencies. They specialize in web design, WordPress development, e-commerce, SEO, and content writing. They basically do all the heavy lifting, which frees you up to focus on growing your agency. Now, here's the best part. E2M's just not another vendor. With over 10 years of experience, their team of over 300 experts has a track record of delivering for more than 300 agencies. They're your strategic partner. They deliver on time every time, so you can focus on what you do best. Now, E2M's mission is simple: to help 500 agencies increase their revenue and profit margins with white label services that actually work. And to help you get started, they're offering a special deal, 10% off for the first 3 months, but act fast because it's only a limited time offer. So head over to e2msolutions.com/smartagency to check out their transparent and their flexible pricing. Trust me, if you're ready to grow without burning out, E2M is the partner you've been looking for. That's e2msolutions.com/smartagency. Go check them out and tell them Jason Swank sent you. People feel like they've hit this ceiling, and really the way out is kind of 3 things. And I was talking about this on the podcast, I think last week, where the founder needs to focus on where are we actually going for the vision, so they have the clarity, and how can the rest of the team know the vision and the clarity so they can make the decisions without going to the founder all the time. The other part is the founders constantly asking the question, how do we get past this glass ceiling? And that's the wrong question. They need to ask, who can actually help us? Who do we need to hire? And then the last 2 is, who do they need to become? Because the founders will always hold back the business. So, but if the founder can keep leveling up, well, the business can keep leveling up. And it's a mindset shift, that we all need to do. We all went through it. When I sold the first agency, I was thinking the same thing. And looking back, I'm like, man, I could have grown that to way bigger than it was.
And that's the reason why I contacted you. I mean, and I found you because exactly what you said. I mean, we need to level up, and I do that through, getting inspiration from coaches, like the coaching and what we started to do last few months, actually a year and a half. It really made a big difference now to the setup that we have. And I think it's, as you said, talking to people and also getting inspired and getting to the next level. That's what kind of drives us. And I think with the acquisitions is like a shortcut to do that, because I don't want to. I want to do it fast. I think it's also a goal, and I think the time is now. So we want to go through that journey as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, you always have to have someone that pushes you. I was chatting with one of our members yesterday, and he was saying, Jason, I want to find an agency a little bit smaller than us. I said, why? He goes, well, they need to be smaller than us. I'm like, why? Why can't they be bigger? And then it made him think, and he's like, you're right. Because I told him, like, our first acquisition at the new agency, we were around 1.2, and we bought a $7 million agency.
I think it's all about how you structure these deals, right?
Exactly.
Because I think that's what I also learned. We had 3 completely different deals, and it's a lot about psychology, and it's a lot about how to do the earnouts and all of these things. And I think you can cut it in so many different ways, and that's why I don't believe in this like traditional valuations that give a maybe good benchmark of what an agency is worth, but you can slice it in so many ways.
Well, I think if you can go to the seller and be completely honest with me. And do you want out? Are you burned out? Do you want a slice of a bigger pie? Like, do you want to go do something else? Like, I have scenarios for each of these. So if you want to be a part of something bigger, I have a scenario for that. We can make that work. If you want to concentrate on sales and growth, I can make that work. If you want to concentrate on profitability and systems, we can make that work. Or if you want to go away, we can make that work. But don't lie to me and tell me what you think you want me to hear, because then it's not going to work for any of us. Because I'm not going to give you a crap load of money just to walk away. Like, there's going to be guardrails on there.
Of course. And it's all about relationships. So if the main person is out, I mean, these clients are practically worthless. I mean, there is a lot of situations where we noticed that ourselves, like even having to almost repitch to all of the clients. If someone is out, these clients treat you as a almost stranger, complete stranger.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Luke. And is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the listeners listening in?
I think maybe one of the things I would like to share is my personal mission also on my own podcast. So I think I started to diving into more what you do extremely well, personal branding. I mean, we've been working head down for a long time. So last year, I started to get more into the personal branding, and I launched a podcast a few months ago. And the mission of the podcast is to actually break Google and big tech to offer alternative growth strategies to companies. Because my belief is that Google has done amazing work, and it has created a lot of opportunities to a lot of businesses from early 2000 to maybe 2015. But then at some point it kind of tipped, and now it's actually causing a lot of harm to smaller businesses. So on that podcast, I'm looking for alternative growth strategies to help smaller companies and medium-sized companies to actually create growth without Google, without Meta. It's very difficult because it's a big challenge, but I'm getting guests, and we're discussing different ideas how to do it through creativity, data from platforms, content. So it's really fascinating mission, and the idea is to also fuel that back to the company and those learnings to work with clients who also don't want to just throw money at media. So the podcast is called Fixing the Game.
Awesome. Well, I like the name. I like the mission because I hate Meta. They was good to us for many, many years. And then
exactly, yeah. How it's changed, right?
It's changed quite a bit. And then what really let me know it changed was when some idiot hacked my account and was selling Asian baby clothes off my Facebook account. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, why would you hack my account? Like, that's not even associated to it. But yes, well, everyone go check out Luke's podcast. It's a great mission. And for everyone listening in, if you guys ever need help, go to agencymastery.io, click on that little scale button on the top right, and we'll have a conversation, see if we can actually help you out or point you in the right direction. And until next time, have a swank day.